I got a plotter. Hey everyone, it's Greg from Stationery Shenanigans. I am so excited to record this video and share this with you. If you follow me on Instagram at stationery.shenanigans, I posted that I was recently in Philly visiting family, and I went into Omoi, which is one of my favorite stationery stores, and they also have like a whole half of lifestyle kind of goods for the house and such. And I just love like how they curate their whole store. It used to be called Omoizaka. I'm sure I have some old videos of hauls from there a long time ago. And I wanted to just buy some stationery because I love doing that in person, right? And I had walked in and saw they had lots of great things out. They even had some upcoming 2025 planners. So many different things I have not seen before. And then as I walked around to the end of one of the tables, they had a plotter set up. Now, plotter is something that I've always been intrigued by, but the price point kind of turned me off. And plus, there aren't that many people out there who use plotters. I had never really seen one in person other than the DC Pen Show. And even then, it was just too crowded and it just wasn't possible to kind of like take your time with them. And there aren't really that many creators on YouTube that share their plotters. Most of my insight comes from Job at Job's Journal, and now he actually works for them, which is funny, but I was so excited because when I picked it up and held it in my hand, I knew I had to get it. So instead of buying a bunch of other stationery, I just decided to pull my money together and just buy the one thing that felt right and you really wanted to try. And another reason why I am enjoying the concept of the plotter is because it is kind of like the culture of a traveler's notebook, where it's something that gets better over time. You kind of take care of the leather, and it becomes this thing that, again, has this culture surrounding it and this community surrounding it. And I feel like that's kind of what I have been craving. Funny enough, I was planning on buying a traveler's notebook cover, a new one, probably the black, when I was there that day. That's what I was really thinking about getting to kind of get me back into the mood about stationery. But then once I saw the plotter, like it was happening. So I'm so excited. I'm going to do my best to unbox this and set it up and talk to you a little bit. Now, I drove through Virginia yesterday for 6 hours to get back here to Tennessee. And I listened to a couple episodes of the Creative Refills podcast, which is by Plotter USA, and I think Job is the main host. And it was fascinating to learn all about the backstory and how they created the product and the whole, like, how long it takes to create a product, why leathers are different, and all that fun stuff. So again, this kind of like got me excited to do this. Again, I feel like this is something I just really need at the moment. So let's just start here. They do have like these nice little pamphlets in the store, so I got one of those. And okay, I'm so excited. So let's just take a quick look at this pamphlet. And what I will say is the people working at the store were so awesome. They went in the back to get the one that I wanted. And I actually love the sample setup that they had in the store so much that I wanted to recreate it. So I made sure I got everything so I could recreate it. Again, it's different to just see a blank cover and then see some inserts and then to see an actual setup. So they had all three sizes with inserts in them to show you how to use it. And I thought that was a really smart move because, again, it's just different when you can actually see one in action, I guess you could say. So there's a little pamphlet about plotter and kind of all the design and artistic things surrounding the paper and the concept. And I did read through some of this and it was really interesting. It even talks about the water they get from a certain river in order to make their paper and how that influences everything. And I just thought this was really neat. Very Japanese of a thing to kind of think about and talk about. But again, I think that's what makes this so special to me, and talks about the different inserts and all that stuff. So let's just do the unboxing and set it up together. So here we go. I got the Bible size. I got it in the Pueblo leather, and I think they call it beige. It's kind of like a light brown or nude camel color maybe. And let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. All right, so it has some information. It has its like certificate number by the leather place. Has stuff about their logo, both in English and Japanese. Okay, let's read this before using your binder. Our leather binders are subjected to rigorous quality control and crafting standards. But make sure to read these instructions to ensure long-term quality use. Subjecting the binder to impacts, dropping it. Okay, let's hope we don't do that. Attempting to close it when it's overfilled. Let's try not to do that. Bending it beyond the binder 180 degrees or more. Let's try not to do that. Using the bandwidth lifter reduces the load pages apply on the binder rings, which I did buy one. Our leather binder is made of a single piece of leather bracketed by a ringed spine and backplate. This simple design features an exposed backplate, so the construction is delicate. And according to the podcast, that's what makes Plotter different from things like other binders and Rayme Da Vinci. That's why it's able to lay flat. So it's funny because in Job's video, he said Pueblo from a couple years ago, and the website definitely says Pueblo. And now this plot one says Pueblo. So it talks about the tanning process, the type of oil. I chose this one because it's the one that will look better over time through use. And that's one thing that got me really excited for my original Blue Traveler's Notebook in 2015. So again, I was looking forward to getting something that is just going to get better over time, right? So it comes in this kind of iconic orange top box. And here we go in the little, I don't know if this is just like cloth pouch kind of thing. Here we go. Okay. Now I gotta zoom back out. So this is my Pueblo. This is the Bible size. And we open it up. You can see it's got like this gold, I think it's brass, they said in the podcast, of the plate here, which is why it's able to like lay flat. And it's got, I guess, something to protect the inside of the cover, and then its serial number and other information, proudly handmade in Japan. So this is super awesome. Precautions, moisture, dirt, etc., etc. You can, obligatory sniff test. You can definitely smell the nice leather, and it is just super, it's just like what you would picture when someone says like, oh, I've got a nice piece of leather, or this is made of nice leather. It's just like classic to me. And I do like the size of this. When I held it in my hand, I was like, okay, I like it. I'm sure I would love the A5 size. Not only is it a little bit more expensive, but I was also just thinking about what I would actually carry around at the university, and this size I would carry around. A5 I might hesitate to carry around just a little bit. Now I will talk about some of the refills and accessories that I got with it. And I wish I actually took a video of how they had it set up exactly in what order, because I liked it so much. But that's okay, we will make it work for us. So here we have the pen holder with lifter. This kind of has a leatherette or leather pocket on the outside. So when you close the binder, you can carry a pen with it. This is a lifter, refill protector, and turn pages smoothly. Not really sure how this works. The word lifter just throws me off, so that's okay. I did get the to-do list refill memo pad, which is number 6, which kind of has like a checklist thing. I did get the project manager, which is another thing that they are known for. It's kind of like a little cover that you put your pages in so you can keep things separated according to like project or task. I did get the ring supporter, which is supposed to protect the interior leather from the weight of the rings. I had to get this fastener case, which is just like a plastic case that has a front and back pocket. I got the band with lifter. Again, I really like band closed items. The Traveler's Notebook one obviously goes horizontal, but this one goes vertically, and I love that. And then I just decided to try the 6mm ruled refill memo pad for now, and they have a couple more. If they do have a 2025 planner that comes out, I would probably get that refill. I don't anticipate using this as an actual calendar right now. I use it more for notes, ideas, and managing my various projects. I still plan on using my $5 Amazon planner once the semester starts, because I feel like it can be really messy in that as well. And I kind of want this to be a little bit more special, but we'll see how that goes. Also, I hope you can't hear the crickets and bugs outside right now. It was another sweltering day here in Tennessee, and the bugs are so loud that I can barely hear my own thoughts as I'm talking to you all while doing this. But we're not going to let that stop us, right? We're going to keep going. So first things first, I probably need to do the ring supporter, reducing pressure marks of leather by Ring. It looks like the instructions are only in Japanese, but they have a little pictogram. Is that the word? Not pictogram. They have a little drawing showing you how to do it. This was $11.80. Something up here. Okay. And it's just exactly what it sounds like. It is just a little piece of black leather. Let's open up the binder. I'm going to take off these external covers, which are they were kind of tucked into the rings a little bit. Okay. And I think I was reading one of the things on the website. I think plotter is supposed to stand for like plan, organize, and create or design or something like that. So again, there's always like a really good story behind these kind of companies, and I'm just always impressed by that. So in addition to the podcast, I definitely want to read more of their online blog that they have on Plotter USA. So according to this, we just put it over the rings. So I'm going to open up the rings to remove these little pages for now. We'll come back to that. And of course, we always save everything, right? There's interesting stuff about the material and the warranty and all that stuff. So then we're going to take this and we're just going to, I guess, close the rings first. So delicate. And just put this through the rings. Okay, maybe I'm doing it wrong. No, I think I'm doing it right. Maybe it has to be more forceful. I'm not good at that. Okay, that's what I'm supposed to do. Okay, we got our little protector. So you can see here, it'll protect and I guess not make as thick of a mark where the rings are among the leather. Right? I mean, that's how it looks like it's supposed to be, I'm assuming. Ring supporter. Okay, so step one done. Then I believe the plastic one has to go on the outside, so we want to add that first. This plastic case was $12, and it looks like, yeah, let's open this up. I always like to get a plastic case of something when I can, because you never know when you're out and you just have to like put stuff in there, right? So I think we just, it looks like we don't, okay, I need to open this up and put, so basically it's going to be on the outer, so you kind of have to fold it this way, and then you put all your pages and stuff in between. Most of my experience with ringed items is my Filofax, which again, I haven't used consistently. Or maybe you don't put this? I'm so confused by this. Well, y'all are getting the real-time experience. I'm just showing you my experience, and it's just being a little bit weird. Maybe I should fold it like this. Again, my only critique so far for Plotter USA is you should include more, like I can't tell what that's telling me to do. Like, I can't tell. Something's wrong with this. Let's close the rings. I really think you're supposed to just push it down. You're not supposed to put them in the rings. Yeah, this feels right. Now, if y'all can figure that out from that picture, more power to you, but I could not figure that out. And then I guess when you put stuff in it, it's what keeps it secure from falling out. Yeah. So it looks like, okay. All right, we got our little plastic kit in. And next up, let's try the band with lifter. I'm assuming you should put that somewhere maybe at the back, or maybe it doesn't matter. Let's just put it in. The cool thing about the band with lifter is that the band like flips up and out, so it doesn't intrude on your pages. So when you're writing in here, it's out of the way, which I love that. So let's just throw that in. I'm just going to put it together and we're going to rearrange as time goes on. Actually, I lied. Let's put the pen holder with lifter back behind it. This was $14, made in Japan. It has some cool quotes on it. I love the simplicity and kind of the like overall aesthetic of Plotter. And learning more about like their design choices makes me like it even more. On the podcast, it's just something you respect, right? Like I said, it's this culture, it's something that's special, and I just love that. And then I'm thinking, I don't know if we're going to use this lifter, because I don't really know if I understand exactly the point of the lifter. Let's open it. So it's really just like two thin pieces of plastic that I'm guessing is just kind of like a page divider. I wonder if you're supposed to put it like at the beginning and the back. I'm not sure. We'll just put that off to the side. And I think I would like to put in my ruled memo in here. They did have grid, dot grid, and plain, I believe. I just wanted to go with a lined thing. Oh, it's like almost cream colored. So like oh, I love this. Okay. And you can see there is like a slash at the top, I guess for the date or page number. And then each line is numbered 1 through 24, probably 24 hours in a day, with the 12 line having like dots across it. I don't know if you'll be able to see that on camera. I do like that setup. And the thing is, I guess, you pull pages out of here and put them in. You don't insert the whole notebook, right? Because how would you fit that? It does show you in a sample, so a project shows you how the pages are divided up, and there's like a little drawing, so that's interesting that they kind of show you. And so let's take some pages out of this, I guess. Although it doesn't seem right. Is this what I'm supposed to do? Thinking. Okay, I'm back. Yes, you take out some of the pages. They come out really easily. At first they weren't, which is what was making me nervous. But I guess because it's called like pad, you're supposed to take stuff out, and put it in your actual binder. And then if you're using a project manager, you would divide it up. The thing about this is it is small, so you can't have tons of pages. But I'm kind of envisioning myself using this as just a kind of like a catch-all for my notes. I have a lot of projects coming up at the university. I mean, a lot. And I need to embrace using more digital tools to work on my projects, but I still need to have something analog. And I'm hoping that like by taking notes in this and it being a good size, then when I'm sitting at the computer, I can, turn that into like a deliverable. Like for example, today, I had submitted a proposal to a journal to write an article, and they actually accepted it, which was really exciting. But I'm like, oh crap, now I actually have to write the whole thing. So yeah, things like that I'm kind of nervous for, but it's also exciting at the same time. So we put some pages in there. Let's go ahead. I was thinking about putting like the to-do list up front. We're gonna do that same thing here. And I love the layout of this. It's like mission, and then there's lines, and then there's kind of this like 0 to 100% range here, and then like a check mark spot at the end. And it shows you here in this example, which, you know, is all in Japanese, which I love. The paper feels really nice. I'm sure it's fountain pen friendly. I haven't tested it yet. We're just trying to get the setup to get our groove and excitement kind of out of the way. So I'm going to put some of these. I don't know about you all, but I feel like to-do list paper is like one of my favorite things. I love writing things on like a shopping list paper or to-do list, all that kind of stuff. Okay. So we have some of these papers in here. Now I'm thinking, let's open up the project manager things. You get 6 of them, which is good. It's basically just like a folder, but I'll show you. On the inside. Also, I love these colors. Look at these. They're just like these gorgeous colors. And then so you put your pages inside this little folder. It also has a Gantt chart, the name of your project, your notes. And it's almost like a construction-y paper kind of feel. So it's a nice way to just keep your things separated that I'm starting on. So I'm going to take a few of these pages of the lined paper, kind of just put it in here. And then I'm actually going to take, no, I'm going to use the project manager as the actual checklist. I was going to say I could add some checklist pages to it, but let's not reinvent the wheel here. And then I'm going to put it in the rings kind of after. Okay. Sorry if this is boring, but I just felt like I wanted to record myself setting up in my true thoughts. And then I should add, I'm thinking of adding a second project manager after, maybe at the end. And let's go with one of these, like this like steel gray kind of color. Take some sheets. Again, I don't have a specific use for this right now, but it's kind of like I want Plotter to tell me what to use it for. Instead of me picking something and doing it, I want the objects to like kind of guide me just because. So that's what we're doing. I'm already thinking the plain paper would be a great insert to have, so that'll probably be the next thing that I get. Okay, so we put some pages in there. It is kind of hard to open the rings when you have stuff in it already. Okay. Alrighty. So, we've got 2 project managers, a whole thing of to-do list, the zipper pouch, the band, and the pen loop. And it doesn't feel heavy or bulky. It just feels really nice in my hands. Let's close the pen loop, which I guess you kind of do like this. Wait. I don't want to overthink it. And then you have your nice elastic closure. And there is surprisingly a lot more room, so I could probably add a bunch of more pages. Okay, this is bothering me that it, like the pen thing gets twisted. I mean, the elastic closure gets twisted, so I'm trying to figure out if there's a right way I'm supposed to do this. Maybe it's just supposed to be twisted. I'm just one of those people that it would bother me knowing that it's twisted. Or like I was supposed to put it on a different way, but I truly think it's always going to be twisted at the top. Let me know in the comments below if you have any advice for your elastic band. Like that. I feel like it's not supposed to be twisted like that. Right? Could just be me, could just be me. Won't be the first time. Okay, so there is my little plotter Bible set up with twisted thing that's driving me crazy. Love it so far. Open it up. Open to your to-do list. See how it lays flat? That is just so nice. And like I mentioned earlier, there's a reason why it's able to lay flat. It's part of the engineering of how they designed this, which is really impressive when you think about it. So, yeah, got my little list here. I do like how, because there's extra space between the end of the page and the actual end of the binder, it does feel bigger, and it doesn't feel like anything sticks out other than obviously the things that are meant to stick out, like the pen holder. So yeah, this is really exciting. Smells good. I'm looking forward to just seeing where this is going to take me, and I'm not going to like get upset or overthink things. I'm just going to enjoy it, because that's kind of how my first traveler's notebook experience was for me. I remember seeing a video on YouTube about it and was so intrigued, and I ordered it, and it kind of took off, and it became a big part of my hobby and my YouTube channel and all that stuff. So maybe plotter is going to be the next thing for me like that. But look how gorgeous that is. Not sure if the lighting is showing it very well, but anyway, thank you so much for joining me as we unbox this plotter. And please let me know in the comments below if you have a plotter, what you use it for, what you would like to share about it, any tips or tricks. I would love to find some. You know, there are some videos about plotters I had glanced earlier, but there actually aren't that many. Another thing I wanted to mention is I think there's like maybe this marketing push from them where they're trying to enter more retail spaces. I was so surprised when we had like a whole plotter set up. So maybe they're just expanding into North America more, and we're going to see more and more items, because I think it's fairly new. I think the company's from like 2017. So maybe it just took a while for it to, you know, kind of like get out of Japan and get more mainstream here in the North American marketplace. So maybe we're going to see more, which is exciting. I'm really looking forward to that. Because if you remember, that's kind of how Traveler's Notebook 2 was, right? Remember when there was only 5 partner shops, or you could only buy it from certain places, and now it's kind of exploded into this whole thing, so it's exciting. But that brass band on the exterior is just so elegant and just beautiful. The other colors I believe are black, brown, and I want to say navy blue. I couldn't remember. But when I saw this, like, I had to get this one. This one just spoke to me. I think it has something to do with like the beige and the black contrast here. I just love. It just feels very elegant. So the leather will get better through time, and the more you touch it. So it's one of those things that I hope can remain special. And yeah, I will see you all next time. Take care.